in the cabbage.
Well, let's get it.
Test.
Yeah, we're live.
Welcome to In the Cabbage. This is crazy.
This is pretty bananas right now that we're actually doing this.
I'm Tommy Swain, Andrew Witt. Please subscribe, please listen, please download, like. And just a reminder, keep swinging. Welcome back to In the Cabbage. I'm your boy, Tommy Swain. To my right, or your left, Andrew Witt.
What is up, fam?
We're back for another one. Episode 43.
Yes, sir.
We knew we were going to be here.
Really good at counting, dude.
I'm the best.
One after another. Yeah.
Just one after another, online all the time. I'm probably the best counter. There's no doubt. And spelling.
Yeah, and you can't challenge that. Spelling, maybe not so much.
No.
That's not your strongest.
I'm up there.
Okay.
I'm a creative speller.
Maybe, yeah, you're a very creative speller.
I'm a very creative speller.
Yeah, you have a different way of seeing the words in your mind.
Yeah.
And piecing them together.
You know, for the most part, they make sense. I'm sure there's some ones I throw out there. Like,
as long as you're fluent in Tommy language, that lingo,
you'd be fine.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's a lot of cutting off stuff and skipping full ass words.
Sure.
I mean, I read some of my stuff back and I'm like, a 2-year-old wrote this.
But at least you know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe your mind is thinking so fast that you can't even. No, there's nothing on you. I thought maybe there was a bug.
Oh, thank God.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't anything like that.
Thanks for looking out for your boy, though.
No, sometimes maybe let's just call it your mind just works way faster than your hands and fingies when you're typing all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's why you're leaving out words.
Something else I found out that was great about myself. I'm on a 23andMe. Like,
Sorry?
I have 23andMe.
23andMe.
Yeah, it's you spit into like a jar.
Oh, this is the app you were telling me about.
Yes, that it comes back with some health stuff.
Okay, what'd you find out?
Well, you can find out multiple things. I found out about my muscle composition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to brag, but you know, I've always told you I was an athlete, and this just confirms it by science and data. It says I'm an elite power athlete.
Boom, baby. That's why you're throwing up so much weight on the bench, the squat, leg press.
Love all the gas. Free gas. You know, and so when you see me, you should, respect me as an athlete.
Yeah, exactly, because you were born that way. It's simply genetics.
And I don't know what else to say.
You're better than 95% of the population because you're a power athlete.
And these people may be peasants, and that's okay. Now, does it make sense why I hit the golf ball with a driver 230 yards then? No, it doesn't. It makes no sense. I should be hammering that little rock.
I bet, if we want to get a little bit more serious, I bet that you can get some serious distance and you can get some serious gains. You're just not using your swing and muscles correctly.
I'm not using any of my legs.
Yeah.
There's no chance. It's all got to be upper body.
Well, I feel like your legs are just as fucking. You get those hips rotating and get those squatty motions.
The legs need to go. The legs are my strongest part of my body.
Right. I mean, I feel like you can definitely move it.
Just gotta learn how to swing them hips.
I don't know. I think you can definitely get some serious distance, but you know
what sucks about that is no matter what, how well I hit the ball, it seems like the PGA Tour is rolling back the golf ball.
Mm.
So no matter what I do, it feels like I'm going to lose about another 10, 15 yards.
It's like a 15-yard hurt.
For anyone who doesn't know, the PGA Tour, it's almost golf season. You can say it's here. Basically, there's not any major tournaments at the moment.
It's gearing up.
Right.
It's gearing up for sure. And it was the RNA and the USGA, right?
I think so.
Those are the two governing bodies of golf. And there were speculations that this was going to be happening last year or at the end of last year. And it's pretty much confirmed now at this point.
Which is a bummer because, one, I thought it was just going to be for the pros. And if that was the case, great. Because I don't mind seeing some of the old courses that they would have played back in the day, be able to come back in rotation would have been cool.
Sure.
It would have been fun to see people have to shape the ball now.
Instead of just bombing it over trees.
Right. Like, okay, Augusta becomes even more difficult because of those extreme dog legs.
Yeah, that's true.
So it'll be fun to watch it in those aspects because the people who are elite ball strikers are going to just shine. But for amateurs, I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's stupid.
The amateur, before, yes, I believe it was supposed to be only for a certain like PGA events. And so that would keep the
majors.
That would keep like the current golf ball way more relevant, right? That was the thing. And now that both governing bodies are in agreement in all like major leagues that they oversee, that effectively makes all tournaments and events you have to play with the rolled back golf ball, which then means that Titleist and TaylorMade and Srixon and Mizuno, all these companies, they're not going to make two different golf balls. They're going to make one that conforms with the USGA and RNA, which therefore bleeds into our game. That's why I think if there were two different types of governing bodies, then they would need to have one that's legal for both.
I don't know really how. I mean, it's going to affect the amateur quite a bit. I just don't know if amateurs are going to like it or not. Maybe we all get used to it, In tennis, the one thing they all use is the tennis ball, and it's not gotten better.
Yeah.
The same tennis ball they've been using for as long as it's been the most modern tennis ball. And they don't juice the tennis ball anymore. They might make the rackets better, golf clubs, but they don't juice the ball.
I bet there's, I don't know this much about tennis, but I probably guarantee you that there is some form of like speed, efficiency, like ratio amongst the racket and the ball for the ball speed that's coming off the racket. Like if you swing it 100 miles an hour with your racket, the ball can't be coming off at 160 miles an hour. Right. Like that's like a ratio that's too extreme. It needs to fall under like X amount.
I'm dumb. So you're saying like if I'm hitting with the racket 100 miles an hour, the tennis ball is not coming off at 120?
It can. It can't exceed whatever X factor. It can't exceed 1.5 times.
So you're saying, okay. So then
that's the same thing as the golf right now. It's the same thing. So like if it's a smash factor. When you're doing all of like the GC quad and TrackMan, and it shows you your smash factor, and a legal smash factor is above 1.5.
So it's like how efficient your club is hitting the golf ball.
Exactly.
There we go.
How efficiently the energy is being transferred.
We got there.
No, I got you.
You went with a Mark Crossfield route on me there, and you lost me. I just need you to say golf club makes ball go farther. Can't do it.
I don't think, and to your point though, dude, it kind of drives me a little bit insane because just like tennis, the modern golf ball has not been getting any faster. It hasn't. Ever since the Pro V1 came out in like 2000 or 2001 or whatever that was.
Yeah.
There's been some minor tweaks, aerodynamics, all this stuff. But up until the last probably like 10 years, maybe 2010, like I don't think the golf ball has gotten any better. People are just getting better at just moving quicker. They're just learning how to swing faster.
And that makes sense. But there has to be a reason for them to all agree.
Right.
I'm playing devil's advocate here because I do think I agree. I would rather it not be rolled back. I would love for the pros to be rolled back. And I know the pros don't want that, but I do because it's going to make it more interesting for me.
Yeah, I agree.
People are going to be able to pull away who should pull away, who's playing a really amazing golf. It's also going to level the playing field, I think, a bit more. Because 280 in and 260 in is 20 yards, but they're still very high woods or hybrids or whatever irons they're going to decide to use.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 15-yard hurt off the tee, and then it would be another 10 to 15-yard hurt on the next shot.
Right.
Because now your 7-iron's not going 190 anymore.
Right.
Now it's going 175.
You got to bring up the higher clubs, and that's where the elite ball strikers come in. Like Kevin Kisner will be probably better tee to green, like better than he has been the past years.
It's going to be very interesting because I think it won't change and like very much.
Really? Because I feel like
because the long hitters are still going to hit the ball the furthest.
Like Brooks, yes, but they're not going to hit it 150 yards past people.
Yeah, it's going to be minimized, but I still think
like 20 or 30 yards is going to be a big deal now.
Yeah.
Like now it's like, okay, you hit 310, and this other person's hitting it 350.
Right.
355.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, dude, he's putting it in now.
Right. Yeah, Rory like led the PGA Tour driving distance last year with like 326 was his like average drive.
Yeah.
That's pumping it. And he's had multiple drives that were like 400 yards.
That's
it's
crazy.
Just like, whoa, dude, that's nuts. Like you drove the green, it was 390.
Don't you miss watching, like I watched some golf this weekend with Tiger, of course, coming back. It's nice to watch people hit woods and 4 irons. Mm-hmm. And, you know, some people might even like 2 irons out there. And the risk reward shots, like for example, Justin Thomas, I watched like a couple shots of his. He was out about 5 wood, could have been a 3 wood, but had to pump it over a bunker, short landing, decides to lay up a choke down 5 wood to the left of the bunker, perfect roll up, perfect executed like layup shot. And it was nice to watch instead of being like, he's got 64 yards in.
He's going to be a little flip wedge.
Right.
Yeah, buddy.
And you just go drive, wedge.
How did you like that tournament? I didn't watch any of it. The Hero World
I think
Challenge.
it's a great tournament for Tiger to come back in. It's warm. It's flat.
He's hosting it.
He's hosting it. It's his buddies are playing it. It's no cut.
Yeah, it's only 20 players, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's cool to see the guys seemed energized to be out there and play. But not like a tournament like you need to watch.
Yeah.
My first need to watch tournament is Sony in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then American Express.
Yeah.
Are my 2 favorite tournaments to watch earlier.
Very much looking forward to go to that one.
Yeah, I'm super excited to go and watch some live golf and just hear and see. I'm mainly excited to hear.
Yeah, the crispiness of the shots.
The crispiness of the shots and hearing, hopefully getting some caddy player talk.
It doesn't look, whenever I watch on TV, it doesn't look like it's a very populated event. It's pretty
walk, and it's
pretty mellow.
It's spread out through 3 courses.
I thought it was just 2.
It's 3. It's 3 Thursday and Friday.
I thought it was if you play Thursday
it could be 2.
at Jack Nicklaus. Friday you play the stadium course, then it's the cut, then it automatically goes to the stadium course because there's not enough daylight. And then you flip it though. So if the opposite of that, so you go Friday is a stadium, or sorry, Thursday is a stadium course, Friday is a Nicklaus, and then if you make the cut, then you come back to the stadium course. Because if it's 3 courses, it wouldn't be equal before the cut.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's like that.
I think, on property that I'm thinking of, they're straight. But yeah, so it's... I'm excited to see Jack Nicklaus because I haven't walked in and seen it yet. So I would love to go walk and see it because I think that's a private course. They have a private course over there. So I think it is one of their private clubs.
Okay.
And then, of course, just to walk Stadium, which was maybe the birthplace of our golf love, to see Stadium again and walk it and be like, man, we really played something special.
I'm really excited to see what what the PGA Tour tees, where they're teeing off from. Right,
where they're teeing off from. I want to see the Kilimanjaro hole, or Geronimo, I think they call it, where it's all over water.
Yeah.
It was like 210 in.
I think it's called, is it Amen?
Amen, yeah.
Because it's 260 over water from the blacks. We played it off that too.
Yeah. I think it was like...
You ripped 3-wood to about 20 feet, dude.
It hit and rolled off the bat.
It was insane.
We lost our minds. That was after possible heat stroke.
It was so fucking hot when we played there.
I would have done it again.
In a heartbeat.
Do it again right now, to be honest.
Well, we'd have a better system now.
Oh, dude, it wouldn't be a joke around. It'd be like chugging water before we went.
Yeah, and we'd have towels and ice, and we were like, put our, dunking our hats.
I'd buy like a cool rag.
You know what we would need to do? It would be unreal if we had one of those like misting fans like up in the corner of the cart.
See, now we're old, and now we know, like, when you get older, it doesn't become less fun to do those things. You just do it more efficiently now.
Yeah, you're just more cautious about the body.
Right. That is true. The body is failing.
I would definitely go out and do that again in a heartbeat because it was also, I think it was $90 to go and play.
It was height of COVID. I'm sure we told the story 1,000 times here. It was fun just to
play that kind of course that's on the PGA Tour, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Because if you can have an opportunity to do that, just so you can see it year after year and realize what you did compared to what they did and remember the shot you kind of hit. And it's just a fun experience.
More. It definitely means more when you go out and play. But all right, circling back up with the golf thing, I don't know, and the golf rollback. I just wish that it wasn't for everyone. That's what I'm really hoping.
Yeah, that's like the biggest bummer.
That's really what I'm
be for us.
Because the way that I see it, I would like to see it on the PGA Tour. If we're gonna do it, great. Because I think it's gonna be awesome to see. Maybe we're gonna go and play, certain like different courses because now they have like the actual space to house these events again. That would be cool. It opens up more venues, right? Maybe more potentially around us. That would be nice. I don't know if anything got taken off around us, but it would be a really big bummer to have that bleed into over the the amateur golfer. Yeah.
Because I feel like there's people who still are going to pump out like 300-yard drives.
Yeah.
I think that is going to still be a thing. So it'll be fun. So when you hit a 300-yard drive with a normal golf ball, then you could be like, this shot's from this moment or this shot's from this moment, where the farther you're back nowadays on certain holes, it's mainly like older shots. Like Tiger was here at like blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So now you're playing with a more linked up,
Sure.
We play Stadium a year from now. We're like, Rom hit this to 210 yards or something out, and he took a 4-iron to 2 feet. Like, dude, I'm no way I'm hitting a 4-iron to 2 feet from here. So,
no, that would be cool. I think it just may take away some of the fun.
Agreed.
From us, like from the amateur side.
I mean, I'm not looking forward to hitting a driver 240 yards. Like, that's just going to make everything, like, it's going to make Miles Square much more difficult. It's going to make every public track extremely difficult. Like,
I actually have to learn how to hit my 8-iron.
Right. You got to start learning how to hit irons. My high irons are trash because I just never hit them. But my hybrid right now, you ever just get this with a club that you're just like, I cannot hit this club.
Gives me the EBGBs.
I take it out of the bag and I'm like, I need this club. This is the right club. Can't hit the club.
It's almost like a version of hitting the yips, dude. That was like my 4-iron. I could not figure out how to hit my 4-iron. Now I'm like, we're in speaking terms right now.
Yeah, you're dating.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Yeah, a couple tough breaks and bounce back. My hybrid and me are not on speaking terms.
It's that bad, huh?
I can't even take them out.
That was the club you were most hyped with, actually, which is kind of crazy.
Because it used to be my best club before my new set of golf clubs. And now it can be a weapon at times. You know what it's great for? Punch shots for me. I can work it a little easier, and I don't decel with it as much. And my issue is never really rolling off the back of the green. It's just to get it there.
Sure. It also just cuts through some like, first cut, second cut of rough pretty well.
Big face for me.
Yeah. That's solid. But like anytime you're hitting it out of the fairway, it's not really doing what you want though.
No,
it's kind of crazy.
High ball right, deep back, gone.
I think you should maybe, because you hit your 4-iron so well, you maybe can look at a driving iron, like a three driving iron.
Yeah, I mean, I do hit my 4-iron really well. I do,
You can also turn down your hybrid. We can see what happens there.
Just, I need to slap it around a bit. It owes me money.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
You invested a lot into that thing.
That thing owes me money.
And it hasn't given you much.
And it has lost me money. So back to the tournament here with Tiger hosting it. Tiger looked great. A little banged up, 4 days of playing golf. His knee started, he needed to wear a brace. But the swing was still crispy. His new swing looks like an updated old man swing, is what I'd call it.
What was his ball speed?
It was
cruising
up there, I think. Still, people were still
upper 170s or mid 170s.
I think it was like mid to low 170s.
Okay,
like
solid.
Still respectable. Everyone's like, dude, he's still hitting it blank miles an hour.
I saw he had a couple drives out there past 350.
I mean, he's just a strong, athletic guy, and he's never missed in the middle of a club face.
Right.
Not going to miss in the middle of a club face, period, because he's Tiger Woods, and he's still an athletic guy. That's still going to equal bombs.
Yeah.
But you find the middle of the club face.
Yeah, you're going to hit it far, dude.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter, really. If you're an old guy and you're just finding the middle of the club face, that thing is going to go like 200.
Mm-hmm.
If you can barely swing, Tiger's
sure.
at least throwing his body at it. So that was cool to see him back in the swing of things.
It's good to see that he is looking good, looking healthier, and he finished 18th out of 20th, right?
I think so.
It's pretty good. Not last from these dudes that are playing all the time. So he came in last year to the Masters and made the cut, beat half the field.
And he was like, his ankle wasn't attached to his body.
Yeah, dude, he basically had to like sub himself out. But
that's crazy.
You know, his skill is there. And so I don't know. I'm bummed I kind of missed a little bit of that. I was a little out of town. I guess we can
let's get right into it.
Segue that way. But I'm looking forward to looking at Tiger and how he progresses here over this next year, because he looks like he could play potentially for the next year or two and might have himself in a decent look of contention.
I think if as long as Tiger Woods is playing, he has a shot.
Yeah.
Just because it's, if his body can hold up.
And who can catch, he might be able to catch some fire for a couple days.
And then the crowd, then the crowd's fueling him.
Yeah.
That's the issue, is that like, if you're playing with him and you're tied, let's say you're both in 5th place, and you're playing with Tiger Woods, you've never played with Tiger Woods before, you've never really like been in a position like this, or you're not in a position like this often, you're going to choke.
Yeah.
And Tiger's not going to choke.
That was a very real thing back in the day as well. It was the flat out the Tiger presence.
It's not the first time that's happened in golf, though. You have Arnold Palmer, Arnie's Army, used to like rumored to kick his golf ball back into the fairway.
Really?
And throw other players' golf balls like deeper in holes or step on it. Like known to give him an edge than Jack Nicklaus with his fans. Going crazy.
Greg Norman, John Daly.
Yeah.
But I feel like the presence was it's different for those guys.
Yeah. Tiger Woods walking into that, it's like a gladiator arena.
Dude, you could feel the energy when that man's walking down the fairway. It's crazy. It's
you
weird.
Could feel it.
And
when he would hit a golf shot and the crowd would just, the camera would shake. You would maybe be watching somebody else and something else happen on another hole where you finally aren't watching Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
And you could hear it like throughout the whole course.
And you're like, oh shit.
Something happened. And they just immediately change it.
Here comes this man.
And then you just see Tiger like freaking out. Like, what happened? Just let me watch Tiger. Yeah, buddy. So you were on a trip you couldn't really watch. You were in Mexico. I would love to hear about it.
Yeah, dude. It was a blast. Overall, what a beautiful, beautiful place Zihuatanejo is. I didn't know where it was. Obviously, it's in Mexico, but I didn't know where. So it's like kind of down by like heading towards Panama, but not quite.
More jungly, right?
So, yeah, it is kind of jungly, but it's not. Like it's massive rainforest type situation. It's just a bunch of palm trees and regular trees and stuff like that. But what a beautiful property. I don't know, it's like Marea beaches or whatever.
I have no clue what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like the property of like the
name of the
timeshares and the houses, right? But the way that we flew in, it was unbelievable because we had a flight, airport, and it was like a 6-minute drive to the property. That's how close they were.
Oh, that's nice.
And you never hear the airplanes because there's the ocean right there. It's crazy. So, but the way we got down there was a little bit interesting too, though, because we ended up flying out of Tijuana.
Right.
Saved us a few $100, actually. It's like a $300 difference per flight.
That's
to
crazy.
fly out of there. So what you do actually is, if you're ever doing this, it's a good little helpful tip. And I guess it only works if you're like living in South OC, San Diego. San Diego's great all day long, fly out of that airport. But you go to CBX and it's like a border crossing. And so you literally get from U.S. soil and you go into this building, you buy this like $40 ticket, round trip, and then you just walk 10 minutes up top and you're in like a skywalk. And you just walk on over and it drops you right down into Tijuana airport. So you never like leave and go outside.
Right. Then
It's
you
just
at
like
your next airport.
It's like a quick little 10-minute
Fire.
fast pass.
Great.
And it saves you like $250, $300
Yeah,
for the
that's
flight.
beautiful. And it's like probably an okay airport.
No, nothing. No
And then
complaints. I mean, it's an airport.
Right.
So it's not going to be great, but it's not going to be like so shitty.
Totally.
There was nothing wrong with it. So then we fly out of there and it's like a 3-hour flight. No big deal. And then land and we're like literally 5 minutes away from the airport, 6 minutes away from the airport.
What do you do on a flight? What's your like?
What's my go-to?
Yeah.
Sleep, dude. That's always my go-to. I podcast and then I sleep.
You listen to a podcast?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you listen to?
It depends. Sometimes I'll get an array of stuff. One, maybe I can listen to In the Cabbage podcast because I'm liked and subscribed and all that kind of stuff.
Why don't you listen to our
you know, it's like a little video. It's like a little film session, right?
Mm-hmm.
JJ Reddick podcast. That's great. Bussin', and then
Awesome.
Brilliantly Dumb, and
Great.
maybe some Taste Buds.
Taste Buds. Yeah. Yes. Those are some of all my favorite podcasts. I usually go with TV shows.
Yeah, I know. If I do
Netflix.
TV shows though, I never sleep, and I like sleeping. I don't like to be.
But you were also up at like 2 a.m.
Dude, our flight was at 3 a.m. That was the roughest part about that. I can't believe I just glossed over that. Yeah, we had to be at CBX at 1:30 in the morning.
Did you sleep?
No. This was the worst part too, because I reached this zone where my body was like, you're so tired, you're so tired, you're so tired. Then you like hit this like second wind somehow. Remember you used to get that? We're playing video games till like 5 in the morning. But yeah, you're just not tired anymore. And your body like turns off. It's like, you should be asleep situation.
Yeah, flips on the on switch for a bit.
We also had like 6 babies in the front row next to us.
Oh my God.
We had a transfer. There was like some sort of hurricane where all the flights had to get rerouted to Tijuana Airport and then rerouted onto our planes. So it was a completely packed flight at 3 a.m. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because Katie's like, we're going to have our whole room to ourselves. We're going to have all the space in the world.
Too much.
I mean, she's like, I've gone down there the last couple of times and like there's been like 20 people on the flight.
Right.
I'm like, that's perfect. And the airport was like crowded for 3 a.m. It was unnecessary. It was actually quite rattling, honestly. I was expecting it to kind of be like a little bit of a ghost town.
Uh-huh.
Things were open. People were drinking. I'm like, all right, like this. I'm not really worried about it too much. I'm not going and traveling for work. I'm traveling for vacation, so no big deal.
Right.
But that was tough because even the noise canceling AirPods were not keeping the crying babies away.
That's a tough moment.
Yeah, dude.
You know, I feel bad for us for those moments, but I feel even worse for the parents because they know, right? They know how annoying this fucking is.
Yes, exactly.
And how exhausted they're probably with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my anxiety level would be through the roof if that was me.
If you're a parent, and I guarantee this is going to be the both of us, if you're putting in the effort to make your kid to like calm down and stop crying, I'm not really bothered. I'm bothered by the noise, but I'm not bothered by the kid or the parent.
I have a more of an issue when they're a bad toddler.
Okay, I have an issue when the parent doesn't give a fuck.
Right, when the parent doesn't give a fuck and the kid is freaking out and it's like a toddler, that's from like, yo, you could tell him to stop and he can listen.
Right.
Like you can make that stop. You just need to be like, might have to throw a glare and a tough yank on the arm or something.
take away his goddamn Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
take away his cell phone.
Take away his cell phone, his Nintendo Switch,
That's his life,
iPad.
right? That's his life. Or her, I guess. Everyone's using that stuff now.
Yeah, man. It's so hard.
So that's where I have issue. But the parent, the whole family, 10 out of 10. The kid was just crying and just didn't know what was going on. It was, like a 2 or 3 year old.
People are drinking.
Yeah, dude.
Baby's fucked up.
It's just, what are they? They're supposed to be asleep, and this kid's like all jacked up,
right?
And like they don't know what's going on. So parents were an all-time 10 out of 10. So it was just a bummer that it was just negatively affecting me. That's
right.
I wasn't having any issue with it.
I have an issue with it. I really don't enjoy your baby crying because that's not my problem. You put this problem in my life.
Yeah, drug him.
Yeah,
get some Dramamine in there, dude.
Yeah, just do something. Put his ass to sleep.
Knock this guy out.
My man wants to be out. He doesn't want to be awake. He doesn't want a little baby Dramamine and go see, that pearly gates or something.
Okay, so enough about the flying situation. Actually, what are you? What do you like to do on flights? Your TV show?
Just TV
are you
show
like
guy.
Okay, gotcha.
So back to getting there. So now you get the second light going. You see the place. Place is spectacular.
Yeah. So at this point now, we just haven't slept.
Right.
Where I'm on like 1 hour of sleep, and we're rolling in there, and it's great. I step off the plane. The low there. I'm built for this weather. I should move down to Zihuatanejo. That is my shit.
How hot was it?
I mean, it's December. It was a low of 74. And a high of 87, 88 every day.
So it just never got cold?
No, never gets cold. And it's like humid. It's like 70% humidity.
Damn, bro. You're just built diff.
I loved it. Oh my God.
Is...
I loved it. That's my thing.
I don't mind the heat, but it's not my favorite.
But it was always breezy, though. See, there you go. 90s and lows of 72,
It looks like
baby.
it's the same thing every day.
Every day, dude. It literally does not change. It's the same weather. And usually like 5 to 10 mile an hour winds. There's actually a lot of cloud cover throughout the day as well because it's kind of like this stormy-ish, tropical-ish type place.
Yeah.
And so it's never really dry. It's never really like super, just beaming down heat on you. It rarely feels like that.
Right.
Because there's a breeze. Maybe for you, it would.
I mean, it's going to be tough either way. I like when it gets cold at night.
Yeah.
Even when it's in the winter months.
Yeah. I do like what we have going on right now, like the low of like 55.
It's frosty out there.
It's great. Over here in Tustin, it's really cold.
It gets cold quick out here.
Dude.
In the mountains out here, I guess. Yeah.
But so we were rolling in, and then this place is just gorgeous. Palm trees all over the place. Beautiful architecture because all these buildings were built 7 years ago. So it's very modern looking. Wood, a bunch of stone all over the place. They said it was like the busy season. Dude, I must have seen like 40 to 50 people on the property the entire time.
Yeah. So
we go up and down this beach and we walk down and we're taking a mile-long walk. We do not see a single person on the beach. And then we get to where we're headed, which is Escondite, which is like another like little resort area, just a mile down. And 2 pools, and there's nobody in there. Full bar, full restaurant, nobody there. Crazy.
That's crazy. It's like crazy when you actually get away from those things and like 1,000 people being everywhere at all times.
Dude,
you're like, oh my God, I can feel like I can relax a little bit.
Dude, we legitimately felt like we had the place to ourselves.
Right. Probably hard to leave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only so much you can do down there, though. That's the other thing.
Couldn't golf. Did you golf?
No, didn't golf. It's weird because I feel like I'm there and I'm with another family and they're allowing me to like stay with them and hang out. We're supposed to be vacationing with them.
Right.
I brought up the golf situation. I was like, hey, like, there's not really a course. He said there's like kind of like a small-ish course, but this is not like a very big town.
Right.
I don't know the population just off the top of my head, but maybe like 100,000 people, 50,000 people.
It's not that many.
It's not that developed, and it's if I'm being honest, the downtown section, it's run down.
So this place is a ghost town.
It's just kind of run down. Everything, it just looks like there's no modern buildings. And then if you go to the actual like resorts and areas like on the beach, that's where it's like made for like vacationing and stuff like that.
Interesting.
But this actual city part, it was a little rundown. I have a video I can show you. But a little bit of a perspective feeling, for sure.
For sure. When you come back from those things.
Well, and especially where we're staying, and then we go into town, like, and it's not like 20-minute drive, dude. It's like not even that far. We're going into downtown.
Right.
And then we drive 20 minutes back, and we're just by ourselves, and it's crazy. So maybe not even 50,000, but a little bit of perspective hitting when you're driving through there. Yeah. People
it's
just like having
different way of life.
Yeah. People having a hard time, like, just making a living, just doing anything.
Yeah, like I'm, trying to find jobs and there's just legitimately nothing.
Yeah, like our taxi driver was having like a really hard time. He's like, "I'll pick you up whenever, wherever, whatever." Like I'm free.
Your guy.
I'm free.
Right.
Like you text me whenever I'm there, and just give me a 15-minute heads up.
He's like, period.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, we did that.
He's waiting on us essentially for more business.
That's what we did in Mexico a while back on our cruise. We got on some guy, taxi driver. My mom paid him like $100, and he just like was our personal driver for the day.
Yeah, it was great.
And he brought us to all our spots, like Mexican food that you enjoy. He pulled us up to a place.
But yeah, that is the way. It's a good way to do it because they have the Nielsen's have that too. But yeah, a little bit of perspective when you're kind of going through, and you're like, oh wow, this is
drink of choice.
Crazy. Just tequila, dude. We drank a lot of really good tequila and like sipping tequila.
Really?
Yeah, special. And the tequila is different over there too. All the food was fantastic that I ate. I mean, it's just right up my alley.
What's the highlight? I need the highlight, like a fish dish probably. Like a charred Chilean sea bass.
Well, it was really, there is like a 6 or 7 course meal that we didn't do. And I was really bumming about it. I was like, dude, I'll pay for myself. Like, I just want to go and eat at this restaurant.
How much was it going to be?
I think it was like $75 US.
Oh, it would have been fine.
And I'm like, that's no big deal. Like,
they didn't want to do it?
They've done it so many times, I guess. And like the fact that we even went into town, they didn't really want to go into town. There's really not much going on there. You only go into town for like a restaurant, and it's super high end. But I don't know. But okay, so the highlight here, what's really cool is that Margaret, which is Caitlin's mom, she went on the boat and went fishing because it was their neighbor's birthday, and she caught a like 12-pound like mahi-mahi.
Yeah.
Which was unbelievable. So what we did, because that was the time we were going into town, we brought the fish. They brought the fish with them.
Right.
Brought it to the restaurant and said, do something with the fish. And so they brought out a spiced chili soup in a molcajete that was like boiling with like the fish in it. That was unbelievable. We brought out a like sashimi of mahi-mahi, and they did some sort of like oil and like gremolata on this sashimi, which is just raw fish. It was just sliced super thin. And then what was the other one? It was a ceviche with the mahi-mahi.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
That was really cool.
That's a cool experience to be like, was it like a really nice restaurant that you guys went to?
It was pretty nice. They had like a live dancing that was going on.
No one there?
No, this was actually like crowded because now we're in like the downtown area. But it wasn't like slammed busy. Super strong drinks wherever you went. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean that's just you got expect that from Mexico.
Nobody is measuring
sober.
Their drinks.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And I loved $10 margarita, but there's 4 shots of tequila in here. Perfect.
Right. Just balling.
Came in like a fish bowl. That was a place where they also made like a salsa right in front of us, so you could choose your spice levels.
Mm-hmm.
They're like numero serranos, and you just pick how many you want in there. We did 1, and let me tell you, it ripped the top of my hair off and on my head. Shit was spicy, dude.
You got blown up a bit.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of it. It has to do with the actual growth of the produce down there. Their citrus was unbelievable. Like the lime actually tasted like it had flavor. Like when I normally I have
acid.
to like, not like just like acid. It had like a taste, and they're tiny.
Mm-hmm.
They're like kind of like just bigger than like a quarter size.
Yeah.
And they have as much or more juice than our limes have.
Yeah. Limes here, you're like beating up.
And there's like nothing coming out of them. It's crazy. And so that was really cool because they making some salsa in front of us. But then we just have like a restaurant on the property back over to the resort area. It's like a 3-4 minute walk.
Nice.
On like sand and stone like that. And you're like literally looking at the beach, palm
just
trees, hanging out. And you walk on over and you sit down, and there's just like tons of palms and like 6 people that are helping serve you. And like you sit down for lunch and you're getting like, you know, tempura shrimp tacos. You're getting these like diced up shrimp ceviche in a taco. All the tortillas are like handmade.
Of course, fire.
And they're just unbelievable.
From like an old lady who's just been making taco shells for like her whole existence.
Right.
It's just she was born in that taco machine. That's where she's going to die.
Yeah, right.
Those ladies just look great back there. And you're like, they're always so just about their business. Just taco.
Elbows are just permanently flared out and hunchback.
Taco. It's just flinging those things out.
And that was unbelievable. All the food that we had was just like, this is ridiculous. Fire. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Sounds like a nice little fun trip. I'm excited to see some pictures after this.
Yeah, it was really fun. And just to kind of wrap it up, had a massage on the beach. That was another highlight.
Nice.
$40 for an hour.
On the beach?
On the beach in a little tiki hut.
Did you have a man rub you down?
It was a woman.
Oh, boy.
It was a woman. There was a woman and a woman. So Katie and I got one together.
There you go. Did you pick the less attractive one?
I don't know. They came in. We sat down and they picked.
Your dick was out.
It was like no habla español. Oh, excuse me.
I was told to get comfortable.
I'm supposed to get under this towel?
Oh. I'm at the beach. I saw nobody around. I didn't know what was going on. My apologies.
That was a very big positive. The drinks were all just super strong. And then we also had this cool workout area that was really nice. So we always went to go worked out there twice.
Nice.
That was great. Nobody in there, of course. Beautiful view. I mean, it's just one of those things that it's like Tony Stark would have, you know, it's just like one of those, like, it's crazy. You're just like in this paradise area, super nice workout place. Nobody's in there with you. And
workout in?
Yeah, a couple good ones. And they had a sauna and a cold plunge.
Oh, did you do both?
And I did both.
How did it feel?
It kicked my ass.
Yeah.
But it felt great. They had a sauna, which could go up to 50 degrees Celsius. Don't know.
400 degrees Fahrenheit for all I know.
It's ripping hot.
Yeah.
Like the underneath skin of my toes are sweating, dude.
Yeah, like it's...
So yeah, put down about 8 to 10 drinks the night before, then hit a workout, then hopped in the sauna, and then the cold plunge. So I'm like, I put my body through fucking hell right now.
Yeah, how long were you in the sauna for?
30 minutes. And they also had a red light.
Therapy?
Yes.
Did you try it?
Oh yeah, sat right in front of it.
That's the ultimate.
It's a 3-person sauna. Mm-hmm. So essentially, one person would sit right next to us right here. This is red light, boom, red light, and then they have like this glass door you can like put your phone. So we had like some meditative music, and then like right outside a shower. So you regulate your body temperature, and then you hop in the cold plunge.
How long were you the cold plunge for?
I was in there for 3 minutes, baby.
3 minutes?
3 minutes.
You went 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
That's insane.
Right off the rip. And
how'd you do it?
Let me tell you, it rips the breath out of you.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
So you got to get the breath under control.
Yeah. So Caitlin had to give us a pep talk because we've never done this before, right? Because you're coming out of like 140 degree, 150 degree room.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to get the sweat off, right? Because then it's like, basically a bath, just a cold bath water right over there. And it's all filtered and everything. And it's like 37, 38 degrees or something like that. And so she's like, yeah, the hardest thing once you get all settled is just controlling your breath. So take deep, big breaths and just try to regulate that and try not to hyperventilate. I'm like, okay, I could do that. No problem.
Yeah, once you hyperventilate, then you're out.
Yeah, then you start panicking. I mean, it's not like you're trapped in there, so you can easily just stand up. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but, you know, I am up to my neck. I'm like
you
this.
Were fully,
I am up to here.
You were fully went for it.
Yeah. Like,
what made you fully like went off it?
I mean, I was like, dude, I just got to. When am I ever gonna do a sauna cold plunge in like looking at the fucking beach like that in Zihuatanejo? It just sounded like a cool thing to do.
I love that.
Caitlin was also very into it. She loves doing that stuff. Katie wanted to do it. So we're like, dude, fuck it, let's just go for it, you know?
Yeah.
And so she's, you know, I was like down to here. She's like, no, you got to get your heart like underneath the water. I'm like, okay, damn, all right.
How long did Katie go for?
She went for like 4 minutes, dude.
Crazy.
Caitlin went for like 6 or 7.
Crazy.
I basically was like, okay, 3 minutes. I got the gist. I don't want to be here all day.
There's like a certain like diminishing return.
It's like 7 minutes is what it is.
It's
apparently.
I read something recently or listened to something recently. If you consistently sauna and cold plunge, it has less of a effect, like it does less for you health wise than you doing like a massive 2 days a week, like where you go like 30 minutes in the sauna, whatever amount cold plunge, then 30 minutes back in the sauna, and then whatever amount in the cold plunge does more for you doing that than it does all week consistently.
It stimulates your human growth hormone production, right? I saw that guy. I forget his name. Is it Andrew something or other?
Lieberman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the super,
Huberman,
like, he's like
a jacked, crazy jawline.
Right.
Super smart.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you see that as a guy, you're like, this guy can't be lying to me. Right.
No, and he looks like he's got it all figured out. He looks
guy.
Mentally very sharp when he's talking.
Like, how are you as a man not like, okay, I can listen to this guy? And you're going to find out 4 years later, like his degree's fake. His jawline has plastic surgery. And he like, you know, kicks dogs or something.
And he's taking steroids.
Right. And it's like, okay, so for a whole year of my life, I was in complete panic because I'm not Andrew Huberman. And he's telling me I'm going to die from everything. And 2 years from now, I'm going to find out everything about him's fake.
Right. Yeah. And it usually goes that way, right?
I mean,
the whole Hollywood.
Feels like it.
Hollywood and all that shit. So anyways, it was really cool, really fun. That was really a fun experience doing all that. No complaints about the food. Beautiful. Pools were unreal.
Pickleball?
No pickleball.
Tennis?
No nothing like that. No tent. Literally nothing to do.
That's
so that's why the Thursday, Friday, Saturday was great. That's all I needed. If I went another day, I probably would have lost my mind.
One day of that for me would have been enough. I would have had to find a tennis court. I would have needed to do
you
something.
And me both, buddy. And that's where I'm like, I might just dig a fucking hole on the beach.
Just bury myself.
Oh, and the water. Dude, the water temp is like 80, 82 degrees.
Right. It's like salty too, right?
It's yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. You can't go in it though. That's the problem. You can. You give me a look like you're like, what the fuck's in the water?
You can't go in the water though. You can look at the water, but there's huge sharks everywhere.
It's the tide is so strong. It literally says like no swimming, like all up and down the beach. Like if you like lose your footing, you might be saying bye-bye. Like that's strong. Yeah. Around like the coastline area.
You guys are just weak swimmers. No way an ocean.
I guess.
No way an ocean's taking me out.
I don't know, man. That thing.
I'm gonna. No way I'm letting an ocean tide take me out, bro.
There was 3 options for the flags. It said dangerous swimming. Then it said very dangerous swimming. And then it said absolutely no swimming.
So all flags meant no swimming.
Yes, those were the 3 flags. And it was like the black flag, which is like absolutely 0 swimming.
There's another flag that says unless you're Tommy, you'll be fine.
You got your little
elite power athlete flag.
That too. I was thinking maybe a noodle.
Yeah, just me out there noodling. Speedo.
But of course, you can always just rely on. It's vacation. You got to go to the noodle, but you really don't want to use that elite power athlete athleticism.
I'm not letting
not on vacay.
Not on vacay. You got to keep that thing under wraps.
Right.
Some more sports stuff I wanted to switch gears to end off here. We can run through these. I'm going to have you help me out with this last name pronunciation. So LeBron got into a scrap with
Ime Udoka.
Udoka.
Yeah.
So
he's the head coach of who now?
The Houston Rockets. Was the head coach for the Boston Celtics.
Right.
When they were absolutely having a huge season. He got fired mid-season or the year before it started for cheating on his wife with personnel within the Celtics organization.
Tough look.
And it's just not a good look.
You can't have that guy around coaching the team anymore. Bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, it's your coach. For whatever reason, coaches... and not for whatever reason, it makes total sense, are the face of your team. The way coach handles himself, the way he carries himself, he has to build a culture. He's got to have men buy into his culture. This is the way we need to play my brand of basketball for us to win. And when you have a coach who doesn't breed a good culture from himself, he preaches it but doesn't have it, it's just a failing coach.
There's no followers.
You lost the room.
Yeah.
And once you lose the room, then you might as well just quit because you're not getting very seldomly do I think ever coaches.
I think you rarely get it back.
Unless you hit the reset button, which some players and teams can do based if there's some mutual respect.
Yeah. If there was some prior buy-in, right?
Right. You can hit a reset button. Basically, the coach called LeBron a bitch. And stop, complaining and flopping. LeBron had some words back from him. He already had to tech the coach and got kicked out of the game for a second technical. I thought it was just an awful dumb look for him as a coach. I don't understand why he would ever need to talk to a player in such fashion, especially possibly the best player to ever play the history of the game. Someone who grows the game consistently.
Yeah, why? He's like the face of the NBA and has been and probably will be talked about forever because of how...
For as long as basketball is on this planet, LeBron James' name will either be the number one or number two best player of all time.
Agreed. And the way you could argue that the way he carries himself, his on and off the court, press,
high school...
his claim to fame, never got into any trouble, family. It's just, the list goes on. It's as close to as a perfect career as you can possibly have.
Lives up to his expectation and surpasses it.
Yeah.
And his expectation was the chosen one. On front of ESPN magazine in high school, wearing his high school jersey. That's and for a coach who he basically made look dumb in his playing career when he played against LeBron and now in his coaching career, you just can't do that as a coach. And I'm finding more coaches to sway the other side of having personality, like a McDavid from the Dolphins.
Yeah, McDaniels,
thank you.
Yeah.
Does it great. Has a
awesome.
personality, great face for the organization, takes accountability, has the room fully in lock. The bad side of the coin would be this Houston's coach and also Nick Sirianni with the Eagles. I think don't have a great personality, especially when he yelled at the Chiefs fans when he left the stadium.
And Justin Fields, their quarterback, is holding him back.
Right.
I think it all goes back to
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, sorry, what did I say?
Justin Fields.
Wow. Great save, buddy. Great save.
Buddy.
No time for that Tommy lingo right now.
No, I was 50.
You're really locked into that. You're really locked into that.
I jacked you up, and I just have to try to rebuild now. So yes, when Sirianni gets pulled back from Jalen Hurts, that's just such a bad look.
It's terrible.
It just makes the Eagles are playing great ball. He's clearly a very smart coach, and so of course it makes up for it. But now you're adding an extra target on your back. From now on, when that coach plays LeBron James or any LeBron James affiliates, he has now gotten the heat on him. It's free money.
Yeah.
You can't do that to elite athletes. They have another gear of crazy.
Yeah,
LeBron is going to go home, write in a journal. He's going to highlight your name. He's going to circle you out. He's going to light a match. It's going to be from now on, you are the enemy. And if Houston somehow like needs to play the Lakers in an important game, it's game over for you.
You can write that one in pen beforehand. It's going to be a big old L.
We played them all year, and Dylan Brooks is on that team. Historically, LeBron also has issues with him. So it's been chippy all year. We probably won't see them the rest of the year because we've already played them like 3 times.
Have we beat them all 3 times?
I think we beat them twice.
Yeah, that's good enough.
I think.
It's not a great team, but...
I just thought it was a bad look, and, something else happened with a security guard getting kicked out of the game.
Yeah. It was the Phillies game, dude.
Right. Like, it's just... What is your organization?
I forget exactly. It's terrible by me. Do you remember who Philly was playing? 49ers.
Yeah, this week.
Because they took a big old L from the 49ers.
49ers smacked them.
Yeah, just put them in a body bag. Holy cow.
Purdy just came in there, dropped a dime on their forehead, and just quickly left.
Yeah. And so, it was like a guy that got, thrown down super aggressively, and the 49ers defensive player threw down Swift, I believe it was, and their head security guy came over and was talking mad trash and, getting up into the face of the player. And I don't know. I think you believe me as well. Coaches and staff,
especially staff.
Staff, dude, just stay out of it. Stay out of it.
You're adding fuel to a fire that you're not even working on.
Right.
You're not even doing anything.
You don't have that much investment.
Right.
You don't have that much giddy up of what's going on. The players and the coaches already have enough of that. The coaches need to have less of it than the players. And the staff shouldn't have any at all.
Staff should be like staff. You are equal. This is why I'm here for. I work for this building, not for Jalen Hurts.
Right.
It's just, it's stupid. I think coaches need to find the box again and get back to this place of not throwing their own players underneath buses. You're hearing it more and more this year where coaches are saying, our quarterback position just isn't figured out. And now players are saying, going back at coaches saying they're not playing me a certain way correctly because they're getting, keep getting blame thrown on them.
Yeah, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine going in front of the press and start pointing fingers.
Like Justin Fields. The coach multiple times went up to Justin Fields is we think we're having a good game plan. Maybe we need to rethink position works. Maybe we're not doing something right, something quarterback related. And it keeps happening.
Just take the fall.
Take the fall because no one cares. It's the coach's fault. Done. It eliminates all of the issues because people know it's not really the coach's fault. You can clearly see, whoever Justin Fields can't throw that pass, but by you blaming it, taking the blame off of you.
Right. It just looks like you're passing blame and you're just kind of just dodging things.
And if you're a bad coach, the player's going to say something. And Justin Fields said something. He's like, I'm playing football that I'm not comfortable with, which is the biggest tell if you're a bad coach or not. Every player should feel like they're playing within their game. Mm-hmm. And you're somehow moving your strategy to fit the player, not the player fitting your strategy. Mm-hmm. And unless you start drafting that way and then it all lines up, then you have then you're an elite coach. But
totally.
I'm just, it just fires me up that LeBron gets disrespected like that by some dumb coach who hasn't really accomplished anything and a player who didn't really accomplish much either. Talking to a GOAT.
How recently did he play? And how many, do you know how many,
forever
roughly,
ago,
how many years?
Less than 2-point average, probably.
Yeah.
There's a highlight tape of LeBron just dummying him for all game. And then as a coach, hasn't won anything.
Yeah, he's thrown away a championship with the Celtics because he really
got fired from a top 2 organization in the sport.
Yeah, he was really cooking up something, I think.
Has to go to Houston. Houston sucks as a place.
Terrible.
Houston's just hot.
And it's also just, they're in a very, very bad situation for their team.
Yeah. I'm talking about Houston City here isn't great either, so suck at Houston.
Yeah. Well, Texans are doing all right over there.
Yeah, they are. They're doing good.
They drafted the right QB, let me tell you.
Let's get into the last little topic here. We're going to talk about college football playoffs. The Final Four came out. It's going to be Washington, Alabama,
Michigan,
Texas. Thank you for the finish out there.
Oh, we planned that out. You got 2, I got 2.
I love that from us. Oregon got snubbed out, which sucks. They should have won, beat Washington. I think they would have been in there. It would have been really cool to see. I think they have a better chance than Washington does.
Yeah, but Oregon lost to Washington.
Yeah, I think Oregon plays better big football. Washington doesn't throw the ball really well, and that's going to get exposed pretty quick.
They got that quarterback though. That lefty.
I don't think he's. I don't know. I don't see it. I think they're going to play a really good team, and they're going to get exposed by bigger bodies. Like a run game isn't going to work against.
How's Texas?
Michigan.
How's Texas?
Big body, athletic.
Yeah.
And they just beat
Washington and Texas are up against one another, and then Michigan and Alabama are going against one another.
Texas is going to give them hell.
I'm sure.
And I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball because that's their whole thing is they pitch it wide. Those boys are big corn-fed boys out there. They aren't going to just like let you run on them. So you're going to have to throw the rock, and those DBs out there are just going to be all over
flying
it.
Around.
All over it.
I trust you more than because I don't really know a whole lot about the college football other than maybe who got snubbed in this situation.
Right.
I don't know all the ins and outs. But this is the first time, I believe, or maybe the second time, that an undefeated team has not made it to the national championship game.
Yeah, and it's tough for sure. I feel bad for them for sure. They hit their criteria. They went undefeated. But here you have 3 insanely good football teams, or 2 that are undefeated, and 2 that only have 1 loss. And those 1 loss were, I think, both early in the season. You can't lose late. That's a big one in college football. Can't lose late.
Yeah, but Georgia only lost by 3 points to Alabama in like week 11.
Yeah, it's not a great system. Everyone feels like they get snubbed out. That's why I'm excited for next year with a 12-team extension.
Yeah, that's great.
So now those games at the end of the year that normally hold a lot of value will still hold value because they'll go higher in the seeding, but also it'll be less because they know they're not like your whole season isn't riding on the 4 versus 5 the week before, playoff start. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for that.
I don't know why it wasn't a 12 to begin with.
It's just, they're like, we can't have that many football games about our regular season games, and people just realize they stopped. Bowl games don't matter anymore. Like, people don't care about watching the Tostito Bowl.
No.
Or whatever, the Cool Ranch Bowl, or whatever the hell is going on, because it's like 22 versus 25, and none of the players are playing because half of them are trying to go to the draft or whatever.
Right.
So it's like, I'm
for
not
the national championship.
Right. So now instead of having the Tostito Bowl not matter, now it matters because it's like, college football playoffs. So now you're going to get all your boys playing. And it makes sense. I'm excited for it next year. This year, I think Michigan's going to walk away with it. They're going to have, if they can beat Bama, is a team they did not want to see at all. Bama's history and what they do. Michigan it's a prime L. This is where they come out and normally lay an egg.
Yeah, they took an L over to TCU last year.
Which they shouldn't.
No, they were supposed to smack all over TCU.
TCU did not they had one wide receiver who's on the Chargers now who is non-existent, Quentin Johnston.
It's such a big drop for us in the Patriots game last game.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was fine. We ended up winning the game, but I
didn't see the drop.
He dropped like a 20-yard pass right into his hands breadbasket. I don't know.
Kid's got the yips.
It's tough. He caught like 4 passes, but just drop after drop. Anyways,
tough.
Michigan, I do think they're going to run away with it as well. The one problem that I have leaving Florida State and Georgia out, I know teams are going to get snipped because there's 6 or 7. There's 7 really, really good football teams if you want to, because you mentioned Oregon earlier, and I totally agree. Who do you take out then? Because I feel like
to get FSU in, you don't. I don't think
can't.
FSU shouldn't be there.
I think it's crazy though because they had the 4th hardest strength of schedule. They went 13-0. And the product of which they had on the field they got it done. They did all of their work on the field. Yes, there's injuries, but you still get wins. Like, you still have to play the games.
Yeah,
if people were to like project, let's look at like the Monday Night Football game tonight. No Joe Burrow for the Bengals. T. Higgins is a little bit banged up. He's coming off a hamstring injury. They lose their top corner. Jaguars are like the best team in the the AFC South, whatever division they're in. And they're like, looking to string another like win together, and they're playing at home. But the Bengals freaking won against all odds. I didn't see it coming.
Right. High scoring game with OT.
Yeah. And like, you're like, dude, Jake Browning's in there at quarterback, and they still managed to find a way to like get a victory. So like, that's where I have a problem with it, because the Florida State defense was playing really well. Like, they stepped up when the offense was like not quite like, scoring a ton of points because they're on their third string quarterback. I mean, they're still getting wins against good teams week in, week out, and they have an undefeated season. So that's where maybe I have a slight issue with this, is that, are you taking the best potential team to play, or the team that has earned it over the course of the season?
I think you're never going to get the answer you want to hear. I think it's just business based. Those 4 teams carry a way bigger market than FSU does.
Yep.
And that's just what it is.
That's what I was thinking when
it's just it's business based. You could make an argument that maybe FSU didn't, their schedule was tough, but maybe some of the teams that they did play weren't as tough as maybe they thought. They're just not. Maybe you can get Washington out of there, but Washington beat Oregon, and they thought Oregon was ranked 5 this year, and Washington beat them twice.
Yeah, and Washington was undefeated.
Yeah. So, like, you going to kick Washington now, who's beaten a team that's top 5 twice?
Right.
Can't do that. Can't beat out Michigan. Michigan looks insanely dominant. Would you take Michigan over, FSU? No. Mm-hmm. Now you got to get down to Alabama, the history of Alabama, who Alabama is.
Yeah, but I don't really care about the history.
Right.
It's just this year.
I know. I agree with you. And it'd be fun to see them next year, like them next year making the playoffs without having to worry about it.
It's great. That's the best.
I watched,
What about Ohio State? I know they lost a game.
Yeah, but they didn't look great. Michigan
they fell off. I know. But they lose one game.
Quarterback, I guess.
And they're like not even in the conversation. It's kind of crazy to me.
That's why next year's going to be a lot of fun, because, for example, USC was out of it. Some big losses. Yeah. Then they had, a loss already, had maybe 2, but they were still within the top 25. Maybe you win out, have an upset. They played Washington. Maybe you beat Washington.
Right.
You get to top 12. You still have something to play for all year.
Mm-hmm. You definitely do. It's not like 2 losses will just ripple your
maybe
season.
If you get hot at the end of the year just to make it in the top 12, you get a shot.
Totally.
Now you don't. A hot football team like USC that's getting to their 12th versus the 1 stack or however they're going to do it, the 2nd seed. I think I saw next year the top 4 teams get a bye.
Yeah.
So be whoever, 5 versus 12. You don't want to see that, because USC would come in hot. They're a story, organization. So I'm excited for next year. I think it'll be a fun college football playoffs, much better than last year's college football playoffs.
I'm with you.
Last year was just 1,000% Georgia through and through. No way TCU was ever going to beat them, and it just looked that way. So hopefully we get a good playoff this year.
You could just tell looking at the Georgia team last year line up
Dogs.
against TCU. It's like, oh my God.
They're all huge.
Are we playing is TCU playing a man down? What's going on?
Man down, everything. It just looked awful. But it was a good ride for him that year.
It was a great ride. Won some cash with them. Shout out TCU Froghorns.
Go Froghorns.
It's also crazy to me too is how Georgia just got left out. They've had like 1 loss in the last 2 years.
Yeah, Georgia, crazy big. I would put Georgia in over FSU.
Yeah, I that's crazy. The product of football that they had been playing, like, I feel like they deserve to have another shot.
Yeah, they should. A new organization too.
So
to bolster itself back up.
It had to happen. It needed to happen, and it's going to happen that we're moving to 12 teams. And
now we got March Madness for football.
Oh, that's going to be great.
There's going to be some. Now storm the field. Now teams storm the field. Now there's an upset like 12 versus whatever 5. That's a storm the field. Rip down the field goal post. That's a good one. Not when you play whatever. Mary Sue of the Christian Deaf and Blind down the street. Yeah. You run on the field, ripped everything out. Anyways, buddy, you got anything for the people?
Let's have a great week.
Like, comment, subscribe. Videos coming. There's plenty of podcasts for you to listen through.
A little bit of a bummer. The battery that we ordered is not a little fit, but no worries. Small little speed bump, another speed bump in the road. It's just something.
Getting it fixed tomorrow. Gonna buy a new one. Next step. Get
one
on that
foot
going.
In front of the other, baby.
We're gonna keep trucking. Any hot takes you got this week?
Yeah, I actually did have one. I was thinking about it.
Hit me with it.
A couple of minutes ago here. When you find success, don't lose your humility.
Ooh.
It's a hot take for me.
I love that. That's
something that I noticed kind of ish recently. So I just, it's a good message that I'm carrying now.
I love that. Love that. Mine right now is don't take your foot off the gas.
Oh, baby.
I think when it feels like it's wanting to slip and you're not hitting it and you're not going at the same pace, that's when you kind of double down, you hit it harder.
Love that.
So anyways, people, we're in the cabbage, and just a reminder, keep swinging.